Hi everyone, right, welcome to this video. This is of course Natori Ryu and it's Anthony Cummins here. So I'm going to take you through two parts today of how to prepare your sword in the Natori Ryu style. So but before we start, don't forget, I'm going to put the code here. If you want any sword, you get a discount as a Natori Ryu student from Katana Mart. So the information's on the screen at the moment. Make sure you go there, put the code in, and you should get a discount from them. Right, but what we're going to do today in part one, we are going to deal with the secret marker on your sword. Right guys, we are in the Zo section, which is miscellaneous articles, and we're going to the traditions. And the first tradition is Daisho Anchu Furan Sezu no Narai, which means the teaching of not mixing or losing long and short swords in the dark. Now, I'll explain a bit more about this. So it says prepare a hidden mark, Shinobi Jirushi. Basically, this is in case an identifying mark to confirm ownership of the sword. And it's so that when you've got lots of swords together that you don't mix them up. Now we all use this, we all use this sword from Katana Mart. This is the blunt sword, this is the practice sword, and these ones are the sharp ones. So, and we all use this Sageo code. So what we have to do is we remember that basically there's a lot of us when we get together and all our swords look the same, and lots of people put little marks all over, but many people are putting them in the same place. So because we're in the modern day, I've had an idea of how you guys can identify your sword among others, and we can all make it look quite uniform. So because registered students now have numbers, this is what I'm going to put together first. So try and copy this way. Right, so what I've done, I've gone to like a local bits and bobs shop, and my number, of course, is number 1. My registered student, Andrew Throwburn, is number 2, David Osborne is number 3, and James Suing is number 4. So you just keep going down like that. Now it has to be hidden, Shinobi Jirushi, which means hidden marker. So, but by that it doesn't mean like it can't be seen in full stop. It's basically, we'll take that as hidden when you're in your uniform. So what we're going to do is place it here. So remember guys, when you're doing things like this, just make sure you brush up on terminology. So here, Introduction to Japanese Sword through Pictures, and this is the All Japan Swordsmith Association, and we've got here the kurikata, which is that there basically. So make sure when you do anything with your sword, you go through a few parts. It doesn't have to be constant, just to keep you up to scratch with it. So what I'm going to do now is put it here, my number 1, simply because when I'm wearing this sword in my obi, it will be hidden. So as you can see now guys, I've got a number 1 on all of them. Now look at the difference though. I've got different lengths in the distance between the tsuba and the kurikata. So I've got to be careful, that gives it an extra inch there. For those who want the measurement, that is 2.5 centimeters. So that's 2.5 centimeters. Let's try and keep that as the standard. But as you can see now, when we've all lined our swords up next to each other, then they're gonna you'll be able to tell whose is whose straight away. But in the obi, remember, it goes kurakata out, so that is hidden, so it becomes Shinobi Jirushi, so the hidden marker. And when you take your sword off, it's there, and we can all see it, and it'll look splendid when it's all lined up on the wall. So you've been given the article that it's come from, and we are taking from Heika Jodan. So this is Heika Jodan no Maki. That's the scroll we're taking it from. You've been given the name of the article, and we're using Japanese references, and that is what we've created. So there you go guys, get to your local bits and bob shops, put one of them together, and you'll be able to then fit in with the rest of us. If you don't have a number, basically it means you've not registered as a Natori Ryu student, so you need to register with me. I will put a link to that video in the description below. So right guys, if you enjoyed that, then move on to video part 2, which is I'm going to be dealing with how to get your Sageo correct.